I'm 77 years old now. And every evening when the house gets quiet, when the TV is off, and the only sound is the ticking clock on the wall, I sit in my old recliner and think about the life I built. I think about the choices I made when I was young, full of hope and convinced I knew exactly what success looked like. I think about the dreams I chased, and the ones I let slip away. And most of all, I think about my son, Michael, who lives in Chicago now with his wife and 2 kids. He calls every couple of weeks. We talk about the weather, his job at the tech company, the grandkids' soccer games. But we never talk about the things that really matter. We never talk about the years I missed because I was too busy being successful. I was born in a small town in Ohio in 1948. My dad worked in the steel mill. My mom was a school secretary. We weren't rich, but we were happy. I was the first in my family to go to college. Got a scholarship to Ohio State, studied business. Graduated in 1970. That was the year I met Linda. She was a nursing student. Smart. Funny. With a laugh that could light up the whole room. We fell in love fast. We got married in '72 right after I landed my first real job at a big insurance company in Cleveland. I was 24. She was 23. Michael came along in '74, our daughter Sarah in '77. I told myself I was doing it all for them. I worked 60-hour weeks, took every overtime shift, said yes to every business trip. I climbed the ladder fast, junior analyst to manager to regional director by 40. We moved to a nice house in the suburbs, 2 cars in the driveway, kids in private school, vacations to Disney World and the beach. From the outside, we had the American dream, but inside, I was never really there. I missed Michael's first steps because I was in a meeting in Chicago. I missed Sarah's school play because I had a conference call with New York. Missed birthdays, soccer games, parent-teacher nights. Linda handled everything. She never complained. She just did it. I thought that was normal. I thought providing was the most important thing a man could do. I was wrong. By the time the kids were teenagers, the distance was already there. Michael became quiet around me. Sarah rolled her eyes when I tried to give advice. Linda and I stopped talking about anything real. We talked about schedules, bills, repairs. We stopped holding hands. We stopped laughing together. We became roommates sharing a mortgage. I told myself, this is what marriage looks like after 20 years. This is what fatherhood looks like when you're successful. I kept chasing the next promotion, the next bonus, the next title. I thought if I could just reach the top, everything would feel right. I reached it at 55. Vice president. 6-figure salary. Corner office. Company car. People called me sir. I had arrived, and I felt empty. That's when the heart attack hit. I was in the office, yelling at a junior employee over a report. Suddenly my chest felt like someone was sitting on it. The room spun. I collapsed. Next thing I remember is waking up in the ICU, tubes everywhere, Linda sitting beside me holding my hand, tears in her eyes.
The doctor came in later. You were lucky. Another few minutes and you wouldn't have made it. Lucky. Lying there with nothing to do but stare at the ceiling. I realized the truth. If I had died that day, my obituary would have said, successful executive, loving family man. But my family would have known it was half true. I had been successful at work. I had been absent at home. That was the turning point. I retired at 57, took an early package, sold the big house, moved to a smaller place in Florida. I wanted to fix things. I wanted to be the father and husband I never was, but time doesn't wait. Michael was already 35, married, living in Chicago with a high-pressure job just like I had. Sarah was 30, a lawyer in Boston, always traveling for cases. They were polite when I called. They visited once a year, but the closeness was gone. I had missed too many years. The foundation was never built. Linda and I tried to reconnect. We went for walks on the beach. We talked about old times, but the years of silence had built walls. We could be friends again. But the deep love we once had felt like a memory, not something alive. She passed in 2022. Cancer, quick and cruel. In her last days, she held my hand and said, "You gave us everything we needed, except you." Those words are carved into my soul. Now I live alone. I have money. I have a nice condo. I have photos of my grandkids on the fridge. But I don't have the memories I wanted. I don't have the hugs. I don't have the late night talks. I don't have the "I love you, Dad" that comes without prompting. The regrets are endless. Every business trip I took instead of being home for bedtime stories. Every soccer game I missed because of a deadline. Every anniversary where I bought flowers but forgot to plan a real date. Every time Linda looked at me with hope in her eyes and I was too tired to notice. Every time my son called and I said, I'm in a meeting. Call later. Every time my daughter wanted advice and I gave lectures instead of listening. Every night I came home and sat in front of the TV instead of talking to my family. Every year I chose success over presence. If I could go back to my 30-year-old self, I'd grab him by the shoulders and say, stop. Stop chasing the next promotion like it's oxygen. Your kids won't remember your title. They'll remember whether you were there. Your wife won't remember the house you bought. She'll remember whether you made her feel loved. Money can be earned again. Time cannot. Be home for dinner. Put the phone down. Listen when they talk. Say I love you every day, even when it's awkward. Hug them. Laugh with them. Be there. No. Really be there now. I do these things with my grandkids when they visit. I get on the floor and play. I read them stories. I tell them I love you every time they leave. They hug me tight and say I love you too, Grandpa. It's healing. But it's also a reminder of what I missed with my own children. I want you to do something right now while you're still young, while your family is still close. Stop reading this for a second. Pick up your phone. Call your spouse, your child, your parent. Just say, I love you, or I'm proud of you, or thank you for being in my life. Do it, right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is this one, because one day you'll be 77 like me, sitting alone, looking at photos, wishing you had said the words when it still mattered. After this story, please comment one thing. Who are you going to call or text right now to say I love you? Even if it's just a name or my son or my wife, your comment could give someone else the push they need. You can't comment publicly. Email me, link in description. Your name will never be used. Full privacy. I'm 77. My days are numbered. But if sharing this painful truth helps even one person be present for the people they love, it will have been worth it. If this video touched something deep inside you, like it. Share it with someone who needs the reminder. And subscribe if you want more real stories from someone who learned them too late. The years go faster than you think. Don't waste them chasing things that won't love you back. Love the people in front of you while they're still in front of you. Thank you for listening to an old man's story. God bless you. God bless the ones you love.